अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे वेदाविनाशिनं नित्यं य एनमजमव्ययम् कथं स पुरुषः पार्थकं घातयति हन्तिकम् वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि नैनं छिन्दन्ति शस्त्राणि नैनं दहति पावकः न चैनं क्लेदयन्त्यापो न शोषयति मारुतः अच्छेद्योऽयमदाह्योऽयमक्लेद्यो शोष्य एव च नित्यः सर्वगतस्थाणुरचलोऽयं सनातनः अव्यक्तोऽयमचिन्त्योऽयमविकार्योऽयमुच्यते तस्मादेवं विदित्वैनं नानुशोचितुमर्हसि अथ चैनं नित्यजातं नित्यं वा मन्यसे मृतम् तथापि त्वं महाबाहो नैवं शोचितुमर्हसि जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर्ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च तस्मादपरिहार्येऽर्थे न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि व्यक्तमध्यानि भारत अव्यक्तनिधनान्येव तत्र का परिदेवना आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम् आश्चर्यवद् वदति तथैव चान्यः आश्चर्यवच्चैनमन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वाप्येनं वेद न चैव कश्चित् देही नित्यमवध्योऽयं देहे सर्वस्य भारत तस्मात् सर्वाणि भूतानि न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि स्वधर्ममपि चावेक्ष्य न विकम्पितुमर्हसि धर्म्याद्धियुद्धात् श्रेयोऽन्यच्छत्रियस्य न विद्यते यदृच्छया चोपपन्नं स्वर्गद्वारमपावृतम् सुखिनः क्षत्रियाः पार्थ लभन्ते युद्धमीदृशम् अथ चेत्त्वमिमं धर्म्यं सङ्ग्रामं न करिष्यसि ततः स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च हित्वा पापमवाप्स्यसि अकीर्तिं चापि भूतानि कथयिष्यन्ति ते व्ययाम् सम्भावितस्य चाकीर्तिर्मरणादतिरिच्यते भयाद्रणादुपरतं मन्स्यन्ते त्वां महारथाः येषां च त्वं बहुमतो भूत्वा यास्यसि लाघवम् अवाच्यवादांश्च बहून् वदिष्यन्ति तवाहिताः निन्दन्तस्तव सामर्थ्यं ततो दुःखतरं नु किम् हतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम् तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः सुखदुःखे समे कृत्वा लाभालाभौ जयाजयौ ततो युद्धाय युज्यस्व नैवं पापमवाप्स्यसि एषा ते विहिता साङ्ख्ये बुद्धिर्योगे त्विमां शृणु बुद्ध्या युक्तो यया पार्थ कर्मबन्धं प्रहास्यसि नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात् व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिरेकेह कुरु नन्दन बहुशाखा ह्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिनाम् यामिमां पुष्पितां वाचं प्रवदन्त्यविपश्चितः वेदवादरताः पार्थ नान्यदस्तीति वादिनः कामात्मानः स्वर्गपरा जन्मकर्मफलप्रदाम् क्रियाविशेषबहुलां भोगैश्वर्यगतिं प्रति भोगैश्वर्यप्रसक्तानां तयापहृतचेतसाम् व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः समाधौ न विधीयते त्रैगुण्यविषया वेदा निस्त्रैगुण्यो भवार्जुन निर्द्वन्द्वो नित्यसत्त्वस्थो निर्योगक्षेम आत्मवान् यावानर्थ उदपाने सर्वतः सम्प्लुतोदके वाक्ये तावान् सर्वेषु वेदेषु ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूर्मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि योगस्थः कुरु कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा धनञ्जय सिद्ध्यसिद्ध्योः समो भूत्वा समत्वं योग उच्यते दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म बुद्धियोगात् धनञ्जय बुद्धौ शरणमन्विच्छ कृपणाः फलहेतवः बुद्धियुक्तो जहातीह उभे सुकृतदुष्कृते तस्माद्योगाय युज्यस्व योगः कर्मसु कौशलम् कर्मजं बुद्धियुक्ता हि फलं त्यक्त्वा मनीषिणः जन्मबन्धविनिर्मुक्ताः पदं गच्छन्त्यनामयम् यदा ते मोहकलिलं बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदं श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च श्रुतिविप्रतिपन्ना ते यदा स्थास्यसि निश्चला समाधावचला बुद्धिस्तदा योगमवाप्स्यसि अर्जुन
We'll start with our prayers. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya aviravirmayidhi Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Parthaya pratibodhitam bhagavata narayanina swayam Vyasena gratitam purana munina madhye mahabharatam advaitamritavarshinim bhagavatim ashtadashadhyayinim amba tvam anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim May we be protected, may we be nourished, may we strive with energy and vigor, may our study be enlightening and not give rise to hostility. Om peace, peace, peace. Lead us to truth and not to untruth, lead us to enlightenment and not ignorance, lead us to immortality and not death. Let the self-manifest Atman grow in me. Om peace, peace, peace. Om, O Bhagavad Gita, with which Partha was enlightened by the Lord Narayana himself, and which was incorporated in the Mahabharata by the ancient sage Vyasa, the Blessed Mother, the destroyer of rebirth, showering down the nectar of Advaita and consisting of 18 chapters. Upon thee, O Bhagavad Gita, O loving Mother, I meditate. So this is meditation on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Meditation. Why should we meditate? Most of the time we are engrossed in this world and we are perplexed. We experience so many things that we don't find the basis, the substratum on which all the time we experience. To find that substratum, to find that ground on which all the experiences are experienced, we must withdraw from such interactions that we come across all the time. And withdrawing from that, we need to find with contemplation, with inquiry in mind, what is that which is sustaining us, which is holding us? What is that ground on which everything is established? So this way we withdraw from the day-to-day activities and try to meditate. So this is a great help for meditation. For those who try to understand, and world is full of attractions. It is made in such a way, and our senses are also made in such a way that we are always attracted to those. Paranchi Khani Vetrinat Swayambhu. It is created by the self-governed one. That these senses will be outgoing. Parak. Paranchi Khani Vetrinat Swayambhu. Tasmat Parang Pashyati Nantaratnam. We don't see what is the closest to us. Always we are happy to see whatever is in front of us. But we need to withdraw from time to time to find out that substratum. So Guru gives a mantra that is a great help. With that, we need to strengthen those ideas. That is why Swadhyaya is very important in our spiritual life. And for that we study Bhagavad Gita. It is not scholarly activities. It is to find time to go through the text over and over again to find the meaning and to contemplate on those ideas so that our conviction becomes stronger and stronger. So with this introductory few words, let us go to, we'll have to So Arjuna saw the universal form of the divine, universal form. We also see, but this form, what we see is only physical. And physicality is only a little, only maybe we can say 1/4. Tripadasya amritam divi. The 3/4 is in the heaven, in not heaven there. That heaven is within us. Tripadasya amritam divi. So this is another adjective is given, amritasya. That means that is immortal. If we see outside, experience outside, we die all the time. If we want to be immortal, then we need to see within. That is why we have to find this. So, Arjuna saw the universal form of Sri Krishna. As we have already discussed, how many times we see, how many types is that we experience. One is physical. Whatever we see, hear, touch, taste and smell. These are experience. It's only gross. But there is behind something that cannot be seen, heard, touch, taste and smell. So you cannot see my thoughts. You cannot smell my thoughts. But you cannot deny it. So something here we see subtle, which cannot be perceived through our 5 senses. So similarly, this world also, whatever we see, it's only on the surface. We see the ocean, only the waves. But behind those waves are so many things. We cannot even know. So many things are there. Even science is discovering, say about 7-8 kilometers down to the bottom, new creatures. So this is only surface that we see through our senses. Intellectually, we can understand more. And then comes third is implied meaning. One is what we see through charma chakshu or experience through 5 senses. Then through our intellect we can see more. Even we can see billions of years away from us what is there. Though we don't see physically, but intellectually we can see. So the sphere is greater, much greater than the physical sphere. Third comes implied meaning. Implied meaning means what we see through our wisdom, which is not seen physically, not even imagined, but through our wisdom we can see. Seeing a structure, one can say, okay, this will survive, say, 20 years. If an architect will burst in his, so he can imply. Similarly, we see this world acting, and from seeds come sapling, it becomes a tree, and it gives some fruits, flowers, fruits, and then some seeds, and again this cycle goes on. So we can understand this creation must be created by some force or some entity. So this is because of wisdom, implied meaning. We can see this. Though we don't bother about who is that, who is creating. But if we just contemplate, we can understand and we can imply this. That if there is a creation, if there is a table, if there is an instrument, there must be a creator of that. Now comes who has created this. So then comes that is experience, it is not knowledge. Knowledge is external. For example, you exist, it is not knowledge, it is your experience. And experience is based on your conviction. Even conviction is based on you. So nobody can shake it. If somebody comes and says you don't exist, you say, please better mind your own business. I know I exist. So this is conviction, it is not knowledge. This is the reality on which we stand. So this is four kind of seeing that we can understand. And then we also have seen that a thing may have some physical qualities, like it's a say like a computer. One can see computer and one can see the beauty of it, how nicely done, how proportionate it is. Some can see its metals, some can see how it works, mechanical details. And one can, if he is a software engineer, he knows how it works. And then ultimately there is metallurgy, and ultimately there is a scientist who may know what is the atom, atomic structure, how to work, how it it conveys, how it works. But a spiritual scientist will see that everything is that same Supreme Brahman. So these are various gradations of knowledge that we have already discussed in details. Just to remind, because most of the time we forget. Even the person who is speaking is also, it is for us to remind ourselves. Now, so Arjuna saw that the divine is in the mood of destruction. Everybody is flowing and entering in his mouth. So he said, who are you, please? Introduce yourself. It is meet, O Rishikesha, that the world is delighted and rejoices in thy praise, that Rakshasas fly in fear to all quarters, and all the hosts of Siddhas bow down to thee in adoration. Now before that it is that it says that Akhyaihi meko na bhavanugraha vijñātumiccami bhavantu, that we have completed. And then God said that I am kalosmi lokakshayakrit praviddha. I am the kala, time, death. I am now in the mood of destruction. But then we know that Bhagavan said, Name deshosti na priya. Nobody is alien to me. All are my form. And nobody is dear to me. Nobody is, I do not hate anyone. So that he has said. But what happens when we suffer in our lives? What happens? We think that why me? Why this suffering has come to me? But actually suffering is a kind of purification. And it is natural in our lives. Because without that, we won't understand the intricacy of this, the creation. Even Yoga Sutra says, Bhoga Pavargartham Prakriti. Bhoga Apavarga. In the beginning it will give some bhoga, enjoyment. and then it will cause something by which it will lead you to apavarga, release. What is that? It will give kick. Say if you are watching TV or your screen, a time will come at that you cannot, it will kick you out. If you want to eat and eat all the time, then there will be so many diseases. In the beginning you may enjoy a little. Similarly, all other things. Therefore, enjoyment is not the ultimate goal of life. It is renunciation. Tyagayenaikam amritatvamanasam. So, tyaga alone, the renunciation alone, tyaga of many things, but main thing is renunciation of ego. What happens when we are embodied? It is very difficult to go. Ego is very difficult to go. But Sri Ramakrishna says, Ami mole guchive janjal. When this ego dies, all the rubbish will go away. So here Arjuna, because of seeing that universal form, now he is humbled and he praises God. Kasmachate nameran mahatman gariyase brahmanapyadi kartre ananta devesha jagannivas tamaksharam sadasat tat paramiyat. And why should they not, a great souled one, bow to thee, greater than the primal cause of the even Brahma, O infinite being, O Lord of the Devas, O abode of the universe, thou art the imperishable, the being and the non-being as well as that which is beyond them. Now how, these are the words, how can we experience this? Who is beyond existence and non-existence? Tamaksharam, imperishable, tamaksharam, sat asat param, who is beyond existence and non-existence. See, anything we see, hear, touch, taste and smell, we can, okay, I am touching this. So this exists. And when it is not there, it does not exist. Asat, sat asat. But what is that beyond sat asat? That we must understand. Now, let us, like this. We see a seed develops into sapling, tree, and flower, fruit, and again there is a. So this is cyclic that we can see. How can we experience that which is beyond sat and asat? Is it only mere words? No, let us. Swami Vivekananda meditated in one place in Almora, and under a tree, people tree, and that tree almost died. That tree later was revived. So that tree is given a name, Jnana Vriksha. Like Buddha also meditated under a tree, Bo tree or Bodhi tree. So Swami Vivekananda also, and there he experienced one very extraordinary truth he found. What is that? The microcosm and macrocosm are created on the same ground, same principle. Recently we received that one leaf of that tree, and before that the old tree, they send a little piece to us. We have kept it in our curio. So what is the point? Point is how to experience that which is Sat and Asat, beyond Sat and Asat. So there comes Swami Vivekananda. He says that macrocosm and microcosm. Macrocosm we cannot fathom. It is such a huge, we cannot fathom. But what is their microcosm that is within us? And not only us uh, Hindus or Sanatan Dharmis, but even Buddhists took that idea. That's why meditation, through meditation, we try to understand what is within. What is in this microcosm? If we can understand this microcosm, then we can understand macrocosm. So Buddhist, what Buddhist thought? The first we see this cyclic. So this called, say, Janma Maran. They have the Pratitta Samutpada, that is their way of creation. So there is a origination dependence of origination. So we see old age and rebirth, etc. And then how this happens, how rebirth happens. So we can say that it has bhava. Bhava means like to I exist, that existence as it were. And then because of that bhava, what we experience is there must be something, some upadana, some material. Therefore when we exist, on what we exist. So there is some upadana. Upadana means some ingredients. Then we grasp those ingredients. And then comes the desire for those ingredients, Trishna, Tanha. Therefore, we try to grab and to try to understand. See, like first say an author is not doing anything. Then idea comes, oh, I exist. Okay, let me do something. Maybe an artist also will think that way. Then he'll grab his pen or the brush and other things. And then comes sparsha. Sparsha means then the ideas as concretized. Then come contact, sparsha. Similarly, we also have contact. When we have sense of existence, then we'll try to grab something, that means upadana, and then for craving for those things, and then comes sensation, vedana. And then comes contact. That means contact with those things. These are, we have to go through our experience. And then comes shalayatana. Shalayatana means asti jat, here they have different kind of understanding, but from our understanding it is asti jayate vardhate viparinamate upakshiyate nashyati. So this shadabhidayatana. So that means it grows and gradually destroys. And because of that there is name and form. And all this is based on consciousness, vijnana. And that creates a samskara, they say sankhara, samskara, the impression. That impression is for the next birth. So this goes on like this. Now the question comes, how that happens? It happens because of ajnana, ignorance. So ajnana, because we cannot transcend that, we cannot go beyond that. Now, is it a theory? Let us apply in our own life. In the morning, we have sense of existence. I am, ego, bhava. And then gradually we do the same thing. We find some upadana. The things are manifested, and then we try to do something. I have to go there. I have to purchase something. All this, and we like something. We dislike something, and we have various sensation vedana, and then we have contact with sense objects, and all this happens and gets destroyed. So this is what we can see individually. Now how to relate to microcosm? There also we have Vedic suktas. Vedic suktas are very, one is that one is Nasadiya Sukta. Nasadiya Sukta, that means in the beginning what was there? Neither Sat nor Asat. In that time, at that point of time, there was existence or non-existence. Or what was that? So there it says that it is, in the beginning it was non-vibrating, anidvata. That means non-vibrating. From there, vibration started, and then whatever creation that happened gradually came out of it. So anyway, it is a long thing, and then come Hiranyagarbha. So we can also experience in our day-to-day life, when we start our day, before that there is like our existence, and then we gradually come out of that, and then we identify with our body, mind, etc. So what is that behind that? Tamadi Deva Purusham Ananta Devesha Jagannivas. You are Ananta. You are infinite. There is no end of it. And Devesha, you are the God of all divinities. And in you everything is residing, Jagat Nivas. That means this is the substratum on which everything is residing. So microcosm, that whatever we see, it is experienced by the self, experienced by the individual self, Jagan Nivas, and from, if we see from microcosmic point of view, that who is Supreme Being, on him the whole world exists. So Ananta Devesha, you are infinite, you are the Supreme Lord, you are the residence of this whole world. Tamaksharam, you are imperishable. So within us also there is one imperishable. So this way we can relate that these are not mere words, but whatever he experienced, he was telling that, expressing that for our benefit, and also as a way of offering, he was offering that to the divine. Kasmat chate na namiran mahatman gari ase brahmana pyadi kartre ananta devesh jagan nivasa tamaksharam sadasat tat param yat. So we have now next we go to Tamadi Deva. You are the initiate You are the beginning, Adi Deva. You are the supreme divine. So you are the origin of all devas. So within us also we can find something who is the origin. From that everything springs out, as it were. And what is that? We cannot transcend this. It cannot be said. Only we can experience. That is the whatever we experience, that we cannot um, forget that, or we cannot say it does not exist. For time being we can forget, but we cannot deny it. That's the better word. We cannot deny it, but we may forget. We forget our real nature, but we cannot deny on which all our experiences are happening. So Tvamadi Deva, you are the big Adi. Adi means beginning. Primal Deva. Primal Deva. Purushaha. Purusha means Purishayanat Purnatvatva. That who is covering the whole world, or who is residing here in this Puri. This is also a city of 9 gates. So here he resides. That way also we can say. See how microcosm and macrocosm can be compared. Purana. Purana means you are the oldest. From you came Hiranyagarbha, and from Hiranyagarbha this whole thing. So Hiranyagarbha is also called Mahat, or golden womb. So Hiranyagarbha is also like we can experience every day when we try to come out from our dream, come out from dreamless state, and that what we from that everything springs, as it were. That we can see. So behind that is that Adi Deva, and that is the oldest one. Vetyasi Vedyam cha Param cha Dhama. Vetyasi means you are the knower. You know everything. See the author, for example, if we see an author, he knows everything of his novel or whatever he has written. Vetyasi. But there he is not Vedyam. But this author who has created this whole world is the only thing to be known. If we know him, we know everything. That is why a Brahmagya, Brahmavit, Brahmaiva Bhavati. And he becomes Sarvagya, Sarvavit. He knows everything in particular and everything in general. So you are the only thing to be known. Vetasi, you are the knower. Vedyam, you are the only thing to be known. Chaparam, Chadhamam. And you are the supreme being. Now supreme, what is that? That cannot be said, but can be experienced. That's what we call Turiyam. Turiyam. Tvaya tatam vishwam anantarupam. Taya tatam. By you everything is pervaded. Why? Because on you everything is existing. We give examples of mirage. Mirage exists on the desert. So everything, say like when an author writes a novel, everything is dependent on that author. And author is pervaded by the whole story. Say our dream, we pervade whole dream. Similarly, we pervade our whole existence that we see in our day-to-day life. Tvaya tatam vishwam anantarupam. And you are infinite in form. Thou art the primal Deva, the ancient Purusha. Thou art the supreme refuge of this universe. Thou art the knower and the one thing to be known. Thou art the supreme goal. By thee is the universe pervaded, O boundless form. And his, Pramatri Prameya, Atita. We cannot think about him. We cannot measure him. Why? Because he is the substratum. A character of a novel cannot understand the mind of the author. So when we are created, creation cannot understand what is the creator. Also we can see like a painting. In that painting, whatever is painted, it cannot understand the painter. Similarly, we have that limitation. But as individual, there also, who is understanding, who is the basis of understanding, that cannot be understood. And he is pervading everything. And he is beyond gross, subtle, causal. So, he is beyond measurable or so this is, but what we can do by negating this, actually we are finding that. See, two ways we can understand what it is. One is by negating what it is not. See, a table is not a book, not a mic, not a computer. This way we separate. And knowing thing what it is. So first what we are doing, by negating, this is not, this is not, this is not, this cannot be measured. But is it not existing? Not really. It is the basis on which everything exists. Now how to know this? It cannot be known as object, but it can be experienced. And you are experiencing all the time. Whatever we experience, that is not the thing. Who is experiencing? Basis of that, even the experiencer also has got some adjuncts of experience. That is not. Who is basis of that? That we have to find. So this way, this is, it cannot be expressed, but this way we can fathom, not fathom, we can go closer. And only through direct experience we can experience him. So this way Arjuna is explaining, and then he goes further. What you are, Vayur Yamognir Varunah Shashanka Prajapatistam Pratitamahascha Namo Namastestu Shastrakritva Punascha Bhuyopi Namo Namaste. So what he says, thou art Vayu, Yama, Agni, Varuna and Moon, Prajapati, and the great grandfather. Salutation to thee. So here what is a Vayu? Now first he said, you pervade everything. Now if something is pervaded, means what? Is the cause. And whatever we see, it is effect. Effect, what is effect? Effect is nothing but cause in another form. Effect is nothing but cause is in another form. Say, somebody once he thought that there should be a house. That thought was transformed and now a house is standing here. So cause has taken a form as a house. So when he has created all this, that means he is present in everything. And this is very good because we need not go to find somewhere else. He is here everywhere and he is within us. So this way we can understand. Vayur, Yama, Agni, Vayu, Shashanka. So all these things, what are those? You are Vayu, air. That air we breathe, it is him. Vayu. Yama. Yama means the destructor or the god of destruction. That's also you. Agni, fire. Every day we use fire. So it is him. Let us see this way. Agni. Varuna. Varuna is water. Then moon, sun, Prajapati. Prajapati means the creator. So who spread? Prajapati. He is the say master of all the creation, the 14 Prajapati. And because you are the cause of all these, therefore you are the great grandfather also, sire. Great grandfather. So we can see here, whatever effect that we are seeing, it is him who has transformed himself and he entered into it. Tat srishtva tadevanu pravishat. He created and he entered into it as it were. That means what? It is not different. Only thing, if we think it is physical, then it's physical. But if we can see it is not physical, it is spiritual, it is that same truth experienced through our five senses. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, whether it is dual, non-dual, or what form it is. So it is mind. Whatever mind, the state of mind is, one can experience as unified or multiplied or in so many forms. So it is the mind. Mind, when mind sees it is all objects, then it is object. But same mind can see the all pervading truth, and that same, we say like it is like this. Gold. In all ornament it is gold, and gold alone. On the surface it is gold, and in between it's gold. So gold alone exists. So this way we can see the divine in all being. Thou art Vayu, Yama, Agni, Varuna, the moon, Prajapati, and the great grandfather. Namaste, namaste, namo namaste astu sahasragupta. Now, when we see this, everywhere it is God and God alone in so many forms, what we do? We offer our pranams, and that Arjuna did the same thing. Only we have to experience that is God alone who has taken all this form. But we should not stop seeing the surface alone. We have to develop our eyes to see the divinity, the underlying principle, the origin of everything. That we need to see. Then only our seeing is proper. And then comes the respect and reverence. Out of reverence, Arjuna says, Namaste, Namaste astu, Namo Namaste astu, Sahasragupta. 1,000 times. He's may not doing physically, but he's doing mentally. 1,000 times. Namaskar. Punascha bhuyopi namo namaste. Even he is not satisfied, he again offers his pranams. Namo namaste astu sahasragupta. Punascha bhuyopi namo namaste. And then he goes to next. Okay, let me read again. Thou art Vayu, Yama, Agni, Varuna, the moon Prajapati, and the great grandfather. Salutation, salutation to thee, O thou, O thousand, um, salutation to thee 1,000 times, and again salutation, salutation to thee. Then he says, Namah Punastat, Namah Purastad Atha Prishtatas. Not only in front of you, but backside, from every quarters, from every sides, from every direction, I offer my pranams, my reverence, my respects. Namaste astu te sarvata eva sar. Because you are everywhere. Not only you are everywhere, you are all. You alone exist. See, Arjuna started with normal understanding. Now he sees God in all being, in all things. Not only in all things. He sees that it is God who is pervading, who is not only pervading, God is manifesting in so many forms. You are all. Ananta Virya. Salutation to thee before and behind. So there is no behind or see even it says north, south, front, back, all these are relative. It has no ultimate existence. If you go to North Pole, you stand, all the sides are south. So, and if you go outside, then what is out? It's not up or down. There is no up and down. In outer space, there is no up and down. Like Swami Vivekananda told a funny incident. A school inspector went to a school and asked a young girl that if there is no gravity, where the earth will be. So he wanted to ask the gravitational force, but the girl replied that where will it fall? Because there is no down or up. It is here only. We see up and down. But if you go to outer space, there is no up and down. All these are relative. But since we are in relative world, that is why it is expressed like this. Namah Purastat, from your front or back. Namastestu sarvateva sarva. I offer my pranams to all. Because you are all. You alone are. Ananta Viryamita Vikramasthvam. Why? Because your virya, your valor is infinite, Ananta. O all, thou infinite in power and infinite in prowess, pervadest all, wherefore thou art all. See now, just imagine, when it rains or it thunderbolt, it can destroy anything and everything. See, tsunami destroyed so many people. So, even atom bomb is nothing compared to that. Amita Vikram. So, not only destructive power, but creating power. So many galaxies are being born and dying. So there is no end of his valor. Ananta Viryam. Amita Vikramasthvam. O all, thou infinite in power and infinite in prowess, pervadest all, wherefore thou art all. Because tatosi sarvam, because you pervades, sarvam samapnoshi, you pervade everything. You are everything. Tataha asi sarva, you are everything, you are all, and you alone are. So in the ocean, you see many waves. What are the waves? It is water. When water subsides, so that realization. What is realization? to think what, as of now, we think we are individual, we have a body, we have mind. All this is not real. We are one in with God. We have the same principle. We may think we are individual, we are limited, but actually not. With the same principle. To remove the idea that I am separate, I am different from God, this we have to remove. And see, Arjuna is totally flabbergasted. He cannot imagine what he saw. And he himself found. And that's why he says, you are all. Tat sarvam samapnoshi. You pervades everything. Tatosi sarva. And you have covered everything. And then comes, he asks his forgiveness. Sakheti matva prasabam yaduktam. He Krishna, he Yadava, he Sakheti. You know what happens when we have closeness, then many times we may not be that honoring or respectful, and that is what worried Arjuna. That maybe I sometimes insulted him, sometimes I took him casually. So he says, Sakheti matva prasavam yaduktam. Prasavam means impolitely. It's like something which is not with respects. But now he saw who Sri Krishna was. He is the Supreme Being. And he used to joke with him, sometimes insult him, or not polite. So he said, Sakheti matva, thinking that you are my friend. Prasabham, yaduktam, whatever I said, hey Krishna, like this, ordinarily what we say. Generally we don't disrespect our elders, our gurus, our divinities. So, that happened because ajanatam, due to my ignorance. So please excuse me. Mahimanam tavedam. What ignorance? About your mahima, about your real nature. Mahimanam tavedam. Maya pramadat. Not only that, sometimes out of ignorance also. Out of confusion, pramad. That also I said. Pranayana, sometimes jokingly I said. Pranayana vapi. Yachavaha sartha asatkritosi vihar sayasana bhojaneshu eko athava apyachyuta tat kshamaksham tat kshamaye tvam aham aprameya. You are aprameya. You cannot be measured. You cannot be fathomed. Whatever I have presumptuously said from carelessness or love, addressing thee as O Krishna, O Yadava, O friend, regarding thee merely as friend, unconscious of this thy greatness, in whatever way I may have been disrespectful to thee in fun, while walking, reposing, sitting, or at meals, when alone with thee, sometimes in front of others, O Achyuta, or in company, I implore thee, immeasurable one, to forgive all this. So this is, we are to ask forgiveness from the divine. Rupam rupa vivartasya. So, God is beyond all names and forms. But what we do? We conceive Him in a form. So this way we commit a mistake, but that we can ask for pardon. And he has no qualities, no adjuncts. But we impose some qualities, some adjuncts. And he is not limited in any place. But we try to go to pilgrimage, various places to see him. So these are imposed um, limitations that we need to seek pardon. So that is what Arjuna said here. So we'll stop here. And God is so kind. So God is father, mother, everything. Mata, dhata, pitamaha. So he does not mind. Actually, he is playing all these things, all fun. So we'll stop here. This way we need to contemplate, and we are so fortunate, like to get this. It's amazing. It's nowhere like this. If we just meditate like this, it is palpable here and here alone. We can experience here and here alone. Yes, sir. Here. Yes, please.
Only at some point does the sense of I disappear, the individual I.
Yeah, that merges in ignorance. If you know that, then it is samadhi. When you don't know, then it is ignorance. This I disappears in our deep sleep also. But next day we say, oh, I slept so well that I did not know anything. But when you are going to samadhi, you will be wide awake. There is no iota of ignorance. If that happens, when ego goes like Sri Ramakrishna going to samadhi, and he said, I don't find my ego. He's wide awake. He don't find his ego. And when he says, when I chant Omkara, then I have come down 100 cubits. When he chanted Omkara, he came down 100 cubits. Just imagine. Any question from the internet? Okay. We'll say our prayer and then singing. We'll meet next Sunday also, and then next Sunday there will be birth anniversary puja of Sri Ramakrishna. And on this 8th we'll have Shivaratri. Shivaratri. Those who are interested, you are most welcome. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Thank you very much. Thank you for your patience.
There the sun shines not, nor the moon. Time it is not true, and leaves us soon alone. Hold on, hold on to him. they're both the same. They're both the same. Melting all away, the secret magic lies. Pure and holy name transforms the tragic lives. Hold on, hold on to him and his name. They're both the same. They're both the same. They're both the same. They're both the same. And just like you, I want to see his face. And just like you, I long to feel his grace. And just like you, I can see we are all one family. We are waiting and praying for his love to shine on us. Ooh, hold on, hold on to him and his name. They're both the same. 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 They're both the same.
Thank you very much.